We see the opportunity in this country still to be very significant. The carillon, as disheartening as it is, particularly for the employees, in our view, whilst it's early stages, doesn't in any way deflect from our attraction to this country to continue to invest in the infrastructure of this country.
Right. Now, Aussie pension funds have really blazed a trail in terms of infrastructure investment. How come their UK counterparts have been a bit slower off the mark?
I think there's a couple of factors that have gone into that. Firstly, your pension fund market here is a lot more fragmented. There's thousands of schemes. In Australia, there's hundreds of schemes. And we, Australia, are the fourth largest pension fund market in the world. So with that concentration, it's enabled larger funds to use that scale benefit they have to invest in large-scale infrastructure projects. Now, I'm really encouraged to see that with the local government pension initiative here to consolidate into 8 super boroughs, if you like, I think that's a very positive step that should enable those funds to get more exposure to what we call the illiquidity premium that comes from infrastructure, and some degree of certainty that also comes from the income stream that follows from investing in these sorts of assets. So, yeah, Australia has led the way, but it's encouraging to see that some of the initiatives in the United Kingdom should likely see that follow.
All right, now among the UK assets in which you're invested, the M6 toll road, Manchester Airport, Anglian Water, how worried are you that Jeremy Corbyn might come and nationalise some of those assets?
Look, political risk is real around the world, and statements like that are frankly unhelpful. You know, there is a role clearly for governments, but there's also a role for private sector, and so I think that there's a complementarity to the sorts of capital that both government and private investors like pension public partnerships like we can bring, and they should be encouraged and supported, and the environment should be, from a political perspective, welcoming of that and conscious of the long-term views that we would like to see emanating from politicians around the world, and encouraging us to be in and stay in infrastructure investments.
Very, very briefly, money is still cheap around the world. Has that pushed up assets prices too high? Are you still finding value?
We are still finding value, and it's harder when there's a lot of private sector capital looking for a smaller number of opportunities. Clearly that supply-demand dynamic does impact prices. Having said that, we've been and we remain very active because we're seeing value in many parts of the world, the United Kingdom, M6 and so on.